Hey everyone, welcome back to Old Charles. In today's video, we're diving into one of the more fascinating coins from the 1960s, the United States $1 dime from 1965. We'll explore its history, the materials it's made of, and, most importantly, its current value. So, if you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about your pocket change, well, stick around. Let's start with a little background on this iconic coin. The 1965 United States $1 dime is part of the series that was minted between 1946 and 1964, featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. However, 1965 was a significant year because it marked a major change in the materials used to make U.S. coins. Before 1965, dimes were made from 90% silver, giving them a shiny, distinctive look and heft. But in 1965, the U.S. government decided to eliminate silver from most of its coinage in response to a national silver shortage. So, the 1965 dime was made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel. This change had a huge impact on the coin's value and appearance. As you can see, the older silver dimes are a bit shinier, while the 1965 dime has a more subdued grayish appearance thanks to the copper-nickel composition. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1965 dime. On the obverse, you'll see the familiar portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek. Roosevelt's image has been on the dime since 1946, just after his death, as a tribute to his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. On the reverse, the design features a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. This design, created by Chief Engraver of the U.S. Mint, Gilroy Roberts, remained unchanged from 1946 all the way to 1998. Despite the change in materials, the design of the 1965 dime remained very much the same as its predecessors. This coin is easily identifiable, even to those who might not be serious collectors. So, what's the value of a 1965 dime today? Well, the value of a 1965 dime is primarily determined by its metal content, rarity, and condition. Since the 1965 dime was made from copper-nickel, it doesn't carry the same intrinsic silver value as dimes from previous years. As of now, the metal value of a 1965 dime is only about 5 to 60 cents, depending on the current market price of copper and nickel. However, a regular circulated 1965 dime isn't going to fetch much more than its face value of 10 cents. But here's where things get interesting. There are some factors that could increase its value. Coins in excellent condition, or those that have been graded as uncirculated, could be worth a bit more. In fact, a 1965 dime in mint condition could fetch around $1 to $2. But that's still not a huge difference from its face value. But here's the real kicker. Rare varieties and mint errors? Coin collectors love to hunt for errors because they can significantly increase a coin's value. The 1965 dime, for example, is known to have a few unique varieties, including the 1965 double die variety, where the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, creating a doubling effect on the coin's design. Coins with this error are more valuable, often reaching anywhere from $50 to $100, depending on the condition. Additionally, the 1965 dime was one of the first coins to be struck without silver, which makes it historically significant. If you happen to come across one with a rare minting error, it could make your dime much more valuable than just 10 cents. Here's an example of what a double die error looks like. Notice the doubling of the text on the coin? This makes the 1965 dime. For valuable 1965 dimes, here are a few tips for collectors. Always inspect your dimes for doubling, misprints, or other unusual features. Coins in great condition, especially uncirculated ones, can be worth more. Look for coins with minimal wear and no scratches. If you think you have a rare or mint condition coin, it's a good idea to get it professionally graded. This will help you get an accurate value. The value of coins can fluctuate based on the market, so check for any updates in coin values before selling or buying. Before 1965, U.S. dimes were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. This composition gave the dimes a distinctive silver look and weight. The obverse featured the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, which was introduced in 1946 to honor the late president after his passing. Roosevelt was a symbol of leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and his image on the dime became a lasting tribute. In the early 1960s, the U.S. faced a significant shortage of silver, partly due to the rising cost of silver on the open market, and an increase in demand for silver coins, which led to the Coinage Act of 1965, which was signed into law by President Lyndon B. Johnson. This act eliminated the desire to reduce the cost of minting coins, as silver was becoming too expensive to continue using. Starting in 1965, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition for dimes, quarters, and half dollars. The 1965 dime was now made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, with the copper layer providing the core of the coin and the nickel providing the outer layer. This new material was more cost-expensive and helped the government manage its coin production. The design of the 1965 dime remained the same as previous issues, featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse. The reverse continued to showcase a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. The design had been created by chief engraver of the U.S. Mint, Gilroy Roberts, and remained largely unchanged until 1998. The switch to copper-nickel coins led to a decrease in the intrinsic value of many coins, including the dime. While the silver dimes had been prized by collectors for their precious metal content, the 1965 dime's value was now primarily determined by the numismatic interest. However, because the 1965 dime was the first year that marked the end of silver in U.S. coinage, it holds some historical significance among collectors. In 1965, a massive number of dimes were produced. Over 1.8 billion 1965 dimes were minted, making it a highly circulated coin. This large quantity means that most 1965 dimes are not particularly rare or valuable today unless they have special features, such as mint errors or exceptional condition. The 1965 dime stands as a symbol of a pivotal moment in U.S. coinage history, when the government adapted to changing economic circumstances and material shortages, shifting away from silver coins to more modern compositions. Its place in history is also marked by its continued role in everyday life. The condition of a coin is one of the most important factors in determining its value. Coins are graded based on their physical appearance, which can range from heavily worn to nearly perfect. The grading of a 1965 dime is no different. Here's how the condition of the 1965 dime can affect its value. The new mystery coins. The system designates coins as having been enacted to be encrypted based on their wear and tear, detailing everything from the sharpness of the design to the amount of scratches or damage. The system commonly used for grading U.S. coins includes the following categories. Coins. The 1965 one dime would fare in different grades. In these conditions, the 1965 dime shows significant wear. The details of Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait and the design on the reverse, the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, may be blurred or faded. Some wear is visible on the edges, and there might be noticeable scratches or discoloration, from circulation. These coins have little numismatic value beyond their face value, 10 cents. In these grades, the coin has more wear, but Roosevelt's portrait and the reverse design are still relatively clear. There might be some smoothing of the high points, but the overall details of the coin remain visible. A 1965 dime in this condition would likely have a value slightly above face value, especially if it's in good overall condition for its age, but still not highly sought after. Extremely fine 1965 dime will show only light wear. Most of the details on both sides of the coin will still be sharp and clearly visible, though the coin may have slight abrasions or evidence of circulation. In this condition, a 1965 dime might be worth more than face value, typically around $1 or slightly higher depending on demand and market trends. This grade, preserved, and the coin will appear nearly as it did when it was minted. A 1965 dime in this condition can be valued between $2 and $3 depending on market conditions. A coin's graded mint stake are in pristine condition with no signs of wear, and they have only minor contact marks or imperfections that can occur during minting. A Miss 60 coin has a lot of imperfections and may not be perfect, but as the grade increases to Miss 70, the coin becomes increasingly flawless. A mint state 1965 dime could command a higher price, though it is rare to find such coins in circulation. The value of an MS grade 1965 dime could range from $2 to $5, or higher if it is especially well preserved and in top condition. While the 1965 dime was not specifically minted as a proof coin for collectors, there were special proof sets released that included proof versions of the dime in 1965. Proof coins are struck using a different method that gives them a mirror-like finish and sharp details. Proofed coins are typically more valuable than regular circulation coins due to their limited production and higher quality. A 1965 proof dime can be worth anywhere from $3 to $10 or more, depending on its condition. Die or misalignment, its value can rise significantly, even if the coin is in lower grades. Mint errors can make the coin highly collectible, and these varieties often command higher prices than a regular well-circulated coin in excellent condition. Be cautious of coins that have been exposed to harsh conditions, such as corrosion or discoloration from being stored improperly. These issues can lower the coin's grade and thus its value. The value of a 1965 dime in circulated condition is generally close to its face value unless it is in exceptional condition or has a rare mint error. Coins in mint condition or with unique errors may see higher value over time, especially as collectors become more interested in coins from significant periods like the 1960s. In summary, the condition of a 1965 U.S. dime plays a key role in its collectible value. Most dimes from this year in average circulating condition are worth only 10 cents, while higher grade or error coins could fetch a premium price. For collectors, it's worth seeking out well-preserved examples, and those with unique features may prove to be a hidden treasure.